Hey guys, today we are talking about sentences. Alright, simple sentences.
A simple sentence contains a subject and a verb.
It expresses a complete thought.
It is also called an independent clause.
It is also really boring to read a lot of simple sentences.
It's important to know the basic sentence. Just like in math, you have to know how to add and subtract before you multiply and divide. So if you know the simple sentence, you can do things like write compound and complex sentences later.
Alright, let's take a look. Oh, these, by the way, right here, these are your notes. Please copy down all of these slides. Every slide. Alright, simple sentences. Some students like to study in the mornings. Now, the easiest way to know whether or not the sentence is complete is to ask ourselves a couple questions. Who or what is the sentence talking about, and what are they doing? So, who are we talking about in example A? Students. What are the students doing? They like to study.
Example B. Juan and Arturo play football every afternoon. Who are we talking about? Juan and Arturo. What are they doing? They're playing. They're playing football.
And Alicia goes to the library and studies every day. Now here Alicia is doing two things. Okay, well first we ask ourselves who? Alicia. And what is she doing? She goes to the library and studies every day. One subject, two verbs, no punctuation other than a period. Compound sentences. Alright, here's where things get here's where you need to be careful with your punctuation. Okay, in language arts, sentences have punctuation. Your punctuation functions for the reader the way a traffic light functions for a driver. It tells you when to go, it tells you when to stop, it tells you when to pause. Simple sentences tell you to stop and they tell you to go. We use compound sentences because it's more fluid. It tells us when to pause instead of when to stop.
Right. So a compound sentence contains two complete simple sentences, also called independent clauses joined by a comma and a coordinator. Independent means they can stand alone. So we have two sentences as a subject and verb that can stand alone, joined together by a comma and a coordinator. And each of these sentences needs to be a complete sentence if you're going to use a comma and a coordinator.
And your coordinators you should know as fanboys. For, and, nor, but, or, yet, so. Okay, so here are some examples. Sentence A. I tried to speak Spanish and my friend tried to speak English. Now we have a comma fanboy. To make sure that we're using the comma correctly, we need to ask ourselves some questions. Do I have two complete sentences? Well, let's do just like we did for simple sentences. I tried to speak Spanish. Who? I. What did I do? I tried to speak Spanish. Complete sentence. The second one, my friend tried to speak English. Who? My friend. What did my friend do? They tried to speak English. Now, since I have two complete sentences, I'm combining them. I'm using a conjunction, which is my fanboy, and a comma. Sentence A is correct.
Example B. Alejandro played football, so Maria went shopping. So the first part of our sentence, Alejandro played football. Who is it about? Alejandro. What is Alejandro doing? Played. He played football. Maria went shopping. Maria is the who, and what did she do? She went. She went shopping. Now look at example C. It looks almost the same. Alejandro played football, for Maria went shopping. There's a difference. Each of these fanboys has a specific meaning. So in example B, Alejandro played football, so Maria went shopping. We have a cause and effect situation. But example C says for. Alejandro played football, for Maria went shopping. So basically, Maria went shopping, and then the result is that Alejandro decided to play football.
All right.
I hate when that happens. I think that's it.
That's it. That's all for your
right.
notes. Have a
Have a
good
good
night.
night.